Hey everybody, this is Glidercat and it's time to play. Let's jump back into Angel Mountain and pick up where we left off last episode. The snow doesn't show up in the sell point list. I wonder if I installed a universal sales point mod, if that would put all of the items into the that sell point display. So if we look at snow, it's about the fifth one down from the top. 1.67 million. So not bad. That's a lot of shoveling. We had to get while the getting was good. Obviously, we're not going to have snow all spring, summer, and fall. So we got to, and we don't even have it all winter. So we got to grab it when it's available to us. It'd be nice having that objective done. All right, let's find our plow. This is the display I was talking about, where we don't have the snow show up in this list. We don't have water, doesn't show up. The trees that we're cutting down don't show up. So again, I'm wondering if I install an everything sell point, if those would magically show up here. It's not, it's not critical, but it would be handy to be able to just look in this one display and see everything that we've got stored. Incidentally, let's take a quick look at the ores. Curious where those are at. Starting to save up nails. I brought some trips of nails and steel here, even a loaded drill pipe. Let's see the ores. Coal is not quite at 10 million. Some of this is sitting over at the rail station, and the stuff sitting at the rail station outside of our coal mine or the mining area, that is actually slated to go over to the oil rig. So I'm going to need to mine more coal and put it in the main farm silo. I think we're short a bit on that. Sand's looking good. Ore is climbing. Salt, haven't done much. All right, let's go find our plow. Is it where I think it is? Is it over this way? Where can I find that? Wouldn't be there. I don't. Where could that be? Vehicles, combines, trailers, tools. Looks like our tedder and our windrower are sitting out there, way out far. Yeah, I can't zoom in. Can I tab on these? See if I tab through. Here's our tree planter. We're going to make use of that soon. That's our small plow that I've bought for field 1 once we purchase field 1. So that's not the one we want. This is the big guy we want. Okay, our stuff is sitting way out by field 45. Let's go grab it. Maybe I can find a tractor nearby. That was fertilizing our clover field. Where are you? You are not where I need to be. You are not. Our beet harvester. I'd like to get that out of the rain. Okay, here's our stuff. And that's our heavy-duty tractor. This is the one we want. Let's unhook from this. Oops, not you. That's a little guy. This guy. I'm going to hook up to the mulcher and the plow. And then I guess I'll be driving these things over to our brand new field. Field 27. And then I'll probably just meet you over there. Get this guy going. I guess we could. This is going to take a while for this guy to make progress on that field. So yeah, I'll bring this equipment over to the new field and I will meet you there. All right, we're coming up here on field 27. I think I'll start down at this end and Maybe just use regular helper or course play. Kind of want to work my way from this side up to the silo. I'm trying to decide if once we harvest this, are we gonna load the wood chips into that silo or try to do an auto drive course across this traffic and take it into the mammoth mill or wherever the wood chips are needed. I think we're probably going to use the silo, even though it's out of the way, and then I'll just truck the wood chips in. Just nervous about auto drive going across traffic like that. I have a feeling it might not work so great. Let's unfold this guy at least. We'll start with course play. We'll start with just a regular helper, and we'll see how it does. If we run into problems, we can always convert this to a course play. And now with a roller and a regular worker on this map, these fields, for some reason, the worker just stops randomly. It doesn't run into trees or anything, doesn't drift off course. It just thinks it's done like every row or two. I don't think I had that problem with the plow, but we'll find out. Let's put a helper on this. Watch this guy get started. And then we probably want to go bring that tree planter over here, because that work could start soon after. I wonder if we need to fertilize with the poplar. Don't think we do. Boy, I'm not sure. I might have to go look that up. Alright. This is getting plowed. I hate to get rid of all that free cotton seed that was planted, but we really need to get poplar going, and this is the ideal location for it. So yeah, let's go get a tractor over by the sugar beet field. This little guy, can you plant trees? I think you probably can. If not, you can at least bring the equipment over. This tractor, if we look at it, it's pretty tiny. I think it's like our smallest one. Is it you? I think it is. This guy. 201 horsepower. That's not so bad. Is that what I think it is? Yeah. Okay, this guy's not too bad. I think it can run the tree planter. Let's go head over to the dealer. Get that tree planter repaired and driven over to the other field. I guess we could use the low loader and bring the truck. I think I might do that. Yeah, we'll drive this over. We're almost at the dealer. We'll take it to the dealer, repair the tree planter, and then I'll go get our semi-truck and load these guys up on the low loader. It'll be a lot faster, because we might be moving some other equipment as well. We'll have that little plow we want to take up to the main farm. Not urgent. Let's get this guy repaired. $379 to repair that. Nothing to it. This guy needs $40. Yeah, we're gonna need to get some pallets of poplar as well. So yeah, let's park this guy here. I'm gonna run and get our semi truck, and then we'll get the low loader, and maybe we could even load up some trees too, or some pallets of trees. All right, I'll be right back. All right, I'm hooked up to our low loader here. Let's head back to the dealer, get our tractor loaded up with the planter. Looks like we're probably gonna want to put a weight on the front of our tractor. So let's get one of those purchased as well. I rarely use the front weights, but I know we're kind of supposed to. It always seems to work without them, but let's get a weight for this. Let's check the used equipment. Yeah, we saw most of this before. There's a new kind of curtain trailer. We don't need that. Let's go to weights. I think I saw this one recommended by like in the tutorial for Poplar. That's probably enough. 1150 customize. Guess we can make this bright yellow. Buy it. Okay, hopefully that'll hook on to this guy. Let's see. Oh, that was not so good. All right, that's all attached. Let's get this loaded up, and then we'll probably... actually, before we do, let's buy 1 pallet of poplar. We're going to use helpers for this, so they should resupply the seed for us. Here are the pallets of poplar. I think we might be able to get by with just 1. Is it in these? No, poplar right there. Boom. $2,000, but we'll be spending more than that. Okay, we'll buy 1 of those. We'll load that into the planter before we load the planter up on our truck. Strap this down. Thinking about bringing a couple pallets of silage additive out there too, just because we're heading to an area where we could make use of it. Now we'll do that some other time. Let's get this guy out there, and then we'll check the fertilization. We'll check the status of the field to see if it needs fertilizer or lime. We do apparently need to do those things. If it does, we'll have to come back and pick up our spreaders. I think they're probably sitting over by our sugar beet field as well. All right, let's unload our tractor. Let's check the status of this field. Let's see what it says. Fertilized 100%. Awesome. Yeah, so we should be good. Let's check for lime. I think it would have told us. Looks good. I don't see needs lime being indicated here. Yeah, nope. It'd be interesting if it shows mulch, does it? Loading, loading. Yeah, I think it does. So yeah, we'll get credit for the mulching, and then the tree planting I think is pretty slow. Ooh, our tractor stopped, didn't it? The our plowing mulching tractor looks like it may have stopped. Let's take a look, see if I can tab over to that guy. Yeah, looks like we're gonna have to set up course play for this. It just decided it was done after one row. That's a drag. But we can take care of that. Let's go into jobs. First play field work. Field here. Target position. Here. Boom. Yeah, we're going to probably have to wait now before we can start the planting. Let's do this. Think that's all fine. Generate course. Hopefully it goes top to bottom. Looks like it did. I don't need to save this course, I don't think. Maybe we should. Maybe we should. So let's see. That's field 27. Let's go into the little course play library here. Get a folder going for field 27. And then we'll save the course in this folder. This will be field 27, mulch, and plow. Boom. Should be the active course. And then this guy, we're going to have to, he's probably going to have to replow the stuff he just did. That's all right. It's getting turned around here. That is one long plow. Don't think there'll be a problem though. We have tons of space. So let's bring up course play and then just go to first waypoint and get this guy going. Course play seems to be a little more reliable than the helpers. So I'm confident this will make it all the way through. We are redoing something we just did, but not a big deal. It's not going to negate any of the fertilization or mulching we already did, so let that guy run. And then for the planting, yeah, I don't know if it's faster or slower. I think we should probably let this guy get a little bit down the field before we start on the planting. So let's do that. We'll give that guy some time. Need to look at a vehicle switcher mod so we don't have to keep tabbing through all this stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure how fast this thing moves. We can find out real quick, right? Let's see what it says for our little tree planter. $4 miles an hour. And what is our plow doing right now? 7 miles an hour. In theory, we'd be okay. But I'm still going to let this run for a bit. This guy is really slow to turn and start a new row. So let's, with the time we have left this episode, perfect, just tab straight to it. Let's get to cutting these trees. We are down just south of field 25. Again, this whole area between the field, kind of from where I'm at. I don't want to be right on top of the field, but from where I'm at, or maybe a tiny bit to the right, over to the river, we're going to be planting grapes. So let's clear out this land. Boom. Turn on some lightages. And let's chop down some trees. We got to clear a lot. And the sawmill actually needs some timber too. It's not starved out completely yet, but it does need some. All right, here we go with some tree cutting. All right, I cut down all the trees in the first row. We got several more rows to go. But let's take a look at the map. So yeah, I'm going to be cutting all the trees down just south of 25 and 26, all the way to the river, and then eventually we'll get to the trees that are south of the river, up to fields 22 and 24. Let's see how our helper's doing. I see they're still moving with the plowing and the mulching. Let's just double check, tab over to this guy. See how far along it is. Not real far. I think I'm going to let this thing go, actually. A few more rows. Yeah, maybe 3 or 4 more rows. And then I'll kick off the tree planter. Just make sure there's enough gap between those two. Then I'll kind of keep an eye on that to make sure they don't collide into each other or get stuck. But that's going to be nice to finally have poplar start growing. It's going to take a while probably before we can actually harvest it. But we'll let it go. This guy actually manages to chew up some grass. But you know what? I don't think we're going to need to harvest grass much on our own manually. I think we're going to be able to get most of our grass from the clover field. Just the swath. So we'll be running clover for a while. That might be just fine. We'll do some manual cutting, but I don't think we need to be too worried about it. Like losing this little grass that our mulcher here is taking up. Let's take a look at the map one more time. I'm curious to see if our clover field is getting close. That's going to turn over soon. As long as the ground's not covered with snow, we'll set about harvesting that clover. I'll manually bring that clover over to the beehives and into our farm silo. Mostly between episodes, probably do that. And then with the grass swath that we're going to get after we harvest this clover, instead of turning that into hay like we did last time, I think I'm going to keep that as grass. And then we'll bring that grass up to the main farm silo and maybe work on turning that into silage, like another batch of silage at the silage bunker. The other thing I want to do, let's go to where the cows are. Boom. Here's our cow barn. Got lots of cows. These are the non-dairy cows. But I cleared out this patch of land. It had 3 big trees on it. I've cleared this out. Maybe next episode we can put another cow barn down. Same kind. Put it on this plot over here and start doing the dairy cows. We have silage ready to go, bunch of it. I think there's like 500,000 liters there. Can't remember. Well, let's see if it shows me. But we have silage, we have tons of hay, and we have plenty of grass. Actually, I think in our farm silo, where we could start making TMR. Wrong key. Silage 100%. It's not showing me how much is in here, but I think it's like 500,000 liters. Yeah, maybe we can get to doing that within the next couple episodes. Get that new cow barn down. Get a TMR mixer. Let's see what that's going to cost us. Kind of want the motorized ones. I know it's kind of a ripoff, but I was hoping one of these would come up for sale. It hasn't. But I'm kind of looking at this guy. 200 grand. We've got a decent amount of cash, and we're going to keep making money as we play on. We're going to burn through some of this cash just for the poplar seeds and the workers. You can see our workers slowly ticking down our cash. Once we start harvesting the clover field, we'll have some worker costs too associated with that. But maybe this is the one I'm looking at. Really wish we could get that used. And that's going to allow me to make the TMR, which I think is this guy here, and also the forage. So the forage we're going to make just to satisfy the 10 million liter objective thing. Can't really use it for much of anything. It's kind of like a messed up batch of TMR. But maybe I can get started on that just to tick that item off the list. Yeah, but then it'll allow us to do the TMR. I don't know if we need the mineral food or not. We might have to start buying that. But then we can start purchasing dairy cows. That's going to help a ton. It might be the last thing we need to get the bakery running. Let's just take a look. In the bakery, got a bunch of stuff brought over here already. We've got 115,000 liters of flour. There's more sitting at the grain mill that we could bring over. More flour. Tons of sugar has been brought over already. Oh, eggs too we're going to need. Shoot. I'm really tempted just to buy a pallet of grain, like chicken feed, and get our eggs started. Get chickens going. We might end up doing that. It's not that expensive for a pallet of grain. At least we could get started. But the milk production will get us yeast, milk, and butter, I believe. Some of these productions need workers. We're not really close to doing that. Bread does not require workers. It does require eggs. We have flour. I think the dairy mill gets us the yeast. I think that's yeast here, the second ingredient. We have sugar. We would have milk. Eggs we'd have to get. This is butter, I think, from the dairy mill. So let's just verify that yeast and butter come from the dairy building. I'm pretty sure they do. We go into placeables. Production. There's the dairy mill. Yeah, there's our, what I believe is yeast. This actually produces oxygen and hydrogen too, which is kind of a pain, but we can make money off of it. We just have a ton of that. Hydrogen and oxygen, way more than we're going to need to satisfy our 10 million liter objective. I've been selling that off. But yeah, that's going to get us butter, cheese, yeast. I think that's yeast. And then sour cream. I'm not sure what this is. I can't tell. This one right here. But that will allow us to get some of the bakery products going. And then the oil presses too is also on the list. But yeah, let's see. Anything else to look at? Wood. Yep, we're getting low on wood. We'll get the timber runner trailer and start hauling wood into the sawmill. I might do some of that between episodes. Apiary has a bunch of honey sitting outside on the ground, just waiting to be picked up. We'll probably deliver that over to the nut house, and then wax we're just storing for now. We don't have a use for this yet. Crayon factory probably be first thing we do. We just looked at the bakery. There's a few products that don't require people. People are going to be a little bit of an issue. I've talked about that a few times. Let me just show you where we get the people from. Go into production. There's like a big apartment building or something here. Apartment 1. This is already on the map. We've done kind of collectible hunting near the apartment. But we need to provide hemp. I believe that's silver. Carrots, which we need to plant out on a field. Coffee, we have that from one of our greenhouses. Water is easy. Power, we can buy a powerhouse and generate power. Red cabbage. Oh man, red cabbage. I don't know if we plant that or if that's in one of our greenhouses. And then gold. So silver and gold, I think, is what those two are. Where could we get those? So there's just a lot before we can produce people. A lot. We need a couple fields, a couple new fields for hemp and carrots. Maybe a field for red cabbage. And silver and gold. Let's take a look at something here. Stone processing. Nope, that doesn't get us any of that. What about the wash plant? Trying to find out where we can get silver and gold. Here's the wash plant. That gets us gold. I just take stone, diesel, and water. We have the diesel and water. We would need to buy a stone mine, which we probably can do. It's not a bad job to do in the wintertime. That would get us the gold we need. Silver. Silver. Where in the heck are we going to get silver from? Stone processing. Let's see. Mammoth Mill doesn't make silver, does it? That might be a two-stepper where we need to get some material like this. Maybe one of these is like a bauxite, or not bauxite, that would be aluminum. Some kind of silver ore. That's fine. Mammoth Mill, that's towards the beginning of the list, I think. Where are you? Mammoth Mill. Yeah, Mammoth Mill will put out the silver. Let's see what the recipe is for that. Mammoth Mill. There it is, silver right there. So it takes this stuff, silver ore, and I bet we can get that from that wash plant or the stone processing. So let's take a look at those one more time. Production. All right, back to stone processing. Don't see the silver ore here. Let's check the wash plant. There it is. So that gets us silver ore and gold. And I think, yeah, so maybe we look into doing that too pretty soon. Wash plant, that's going to cost 55,000. Stone processing. This building is already placed. Ooh, 155 grand. Wash plant is not already placed. And then let's see where the stone mine is. So it's 200 grand just for the processing. And I think there's a stone mine off near the oil wells. Way out here. It's halfway out to the oil. No. I think this is our stone mine right here. Yeah, so there's stone out here. There's stone processing here. And then maybe we could put down a wash. If we bought this land, yeah, we'd have to buy the land too. Super cheap, 68,000. That probably would give us room to put the wash plant down. There's a water trigger over here that we can get for free. We don't need to buy any land. Yeah, it's somewhere. Yeah, I think it's right here near this land number 15. There's a water that we could use for the stone processing and the wash plant. And then the stone mine itself, we would have to buy. That is going to cost 300,000 or close to 400,000. And then we said 200,000 for the processing. So 600,000. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. We might be able to do that this winter. Get that stone processing going. That would get us our gold and our silver. There's a few byproducts as well. There's also stones we can sell if we wanted to. They get a decent price. See if I can find those in the next half hour of scrolling through these lists. Yeah, we looked at this before. There's washed stone right there. And that's a product of, I think, the stone processing. And look at this, $1,000 per 1,000 liters. So that could be a moneymaker. And the embassy is right nearby. Not right nearby, but it's pretty close. So that would be an easy sell point too if we had excess stone. So we'll look into all that. But yeah, let's wrap this episode here. We actually purchased another field. Very cool. Look at the map one last time. Yeah, so we've got this whole block of fields here. Not bad. Pretty cool. And then we've got a bunch of open land we're going to clear for grape processing. That'll be cool. That's like a ginormous field in its own if we count all that landmass together. So we'll be doing planting there after we clear this out. Probably in the spring, we'll see. And then we'll get these poplars planted. And like I said, maybe get to doing the cow barn for dairy cows before too long and starting to produce some TMR. We have everything we need for the TMR. So nothing really holding us back on getting the dairy cows going. And that'll allow us to buy the dairy mill and yada, 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 free up more recipes, more production. It's all pretty cool. But for now, that's it. This is Glidercat saying thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this series on the Angel Mountain 16 times map. Pretty cool. We've got massive objectives. We're making pretty good progress. We've got a lot of production lines up and running, and we're actually starting to get a respectable number of fields going here. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next one.